You head to Wallace's underground labyrinth to look for the magician Lucane. This underground labyrinth is said to have been made in a single night with powerful magic. It is a dangerous place, replete with traps. It bars entry to all who would dare. The trap was sprung, and the door magically closed fast. Slime creatures are weak against fire. The torch on the wall could be used to great effect. The clink of metal hitting the ground can be heard. You obtain a magic key to open the door. Out of the blue, a mouse darts out and leaps onto your palm. The rodent claims to be the apprentice of Wallace the Magician. He says he was tasked with caring for the laboratory while Wallace was gone. But it is beset. When you ask about Lucane, the apprentice answers that his master's friend went into the labyrinth and hasn't. Your quest to find Lucane is delayed as you attempt to liberate the lab for Ricky the Magician. The door to the laboratory is through this hall.
I got it. Simple. Let's see. Oh, yeah.
It's my turn.
Done.
Let's see. Simple.
Because the laboratory was being misused, some of the experiments housed within have now run amok. There's been a population explosion of mutated beings that spread their spores around. The labyrinth is overrun by fungi.
It's my turn.
Voila.
They're coming.
I got it.
Done. How bothersome.
Filthy lucre.
Here they come.
They're coming. They're coming. Oh, I can do that.
Destroy the cocoons before they hatch, or they'll keep coming. Found some bones that seem to belong to Lucane in the depths of the labyrinth. The tattered raiments and jewelry leave no doubt that the corpse is indeed Lucane's. You bring back the bones of the magician Lucane. You found Lucane.
can I help you?
Allow this heart. You stand before the goddess statues, Jula, Althena, and Verna. Texts say the goddesses sacrificed themselves to defeat a dragon. Althena, the one in the center, is the goddess of compassion, battle. If your party falls during your adventure, if you are repeatedly depending on her grace,
All right.
when you enter the laboratory, the fairy frantically flits around you, as if it senses. Upon seeing Lucane's bones, the fairy enters into a panic. She begins tugging at your arm to get you to... The fairy is apparently attempting to lead you somewhere. You collect Lucane's bones and follow her. As you enter, a kindly voice, you nervously hand the monk the bones of... Allow this heart to beat again. Quench their thirst. Lead the wandering soul back. Reverse death. And awaken them. The prayer reaches the goddess, and the pile of bones is once again given. Lucane, shocked to find himself alive, thanks you profusely. He tells you to visit. The resurrected magician has returned to the old town.
Welcome to my shop. What would you like? Which one do you want? What would you like? Which one do you want? What would you like?
The magician Lucane is waiting for you in the lab. It seems that dying had an adverse effect on his short-term memory. Lucane is researching magic called runes, which are closely tied to spirit. Lucane introduces his fairy friend to you. Her name is Tiki. She left the fairy forest. He thanks you again for saving him and allowing him to enjoy life's rich path. Lucane says he'd be happy to sell you these items at a fraction of the normal price, What will you ask? The magician Wallace was an old friend of Lucane's. He sealed that group, or myopia of cyclopes, in a labyrinth and saved the land. He was also the king's trusted advisor. And, look, before you realize it, Tiki is following you around. She will accompany you on your adventures henceforth. Fairies are known to be adept at...
Oh, which one?
Welcome to... What would you like?
How can I help you? Which one?
A letter from the castle has come to you via the guild. It simply says,
You're back. You have a request.
you assume that the letter was sent by the Prime Minister. Perhaps he has another request for you. Count Dean is waiting for you at the throne room. After your previous encounter, you can only assume that he's up to something nefarious. The guards have drawn their swords and are blocking the exit. Count Dean starts talking. He says that he has personally requested your assistance in performing he wants you to scout Bilberon Fortress on the border. This underground fortress is a well-known, originally built to defend against the Orc army. It now lies in Orc. It is a very dangerous mission, but refusal means that you will be at the... Per Count Dean's request, you agreed to infiltrate and surveil the subterranean fortress at the country's border. The Orc army presently controls Bilberon, the underground fortress built into the canyon. The King's army has been mounting a fierce offensive to try and reclaim the fortress.
It's my turn.
You step into the enemy kitchen. A corpulent chef grabs a goblin instead of meat, and suddenly the cook, sensing your presence, stares directly. Eventually, the chef returns to her meat cutting. You use the
Careful!
Here they come.
Outstanding.
What?
Let's see. Oh, yeah. I got it. Done. Outstanding. Filthy lucre. I got it. Done. Oh, I can do that. Let's see. Simple. Nuts. Oh my. Oh, I can do that.
At the bottom of the stairs is an area connected to the sewers. This seems your most likely escape route. After defeating the Minotaur, you move through the sewer's filth. The reconnaissance mission went well. You gathered intel and slipped back across enemy lines. Among the treasures you claimed is the great sword of the hero Javelin. You succeeded in acquiring intel on the...
Wandering one, how can I help you?
Allow the... As you leave the temple, a ragged old man slumped in the road calls out to you in a gravelly voice. His raspy voice makes it difficult for you to discern if he's even speaking your language. You can give him a coin if you feel pity for him. Of course, you're free to walk away as well. He doesn't even acknowledge the coin. You probably won't be able to communicate with him, no matter how long you strain your concentration. You report everything you learned to Count Dean. On foot, naturally, he demands the great sword, but at least he's in a good mood now. He thought you'd just... It seems that he thinks much more highly of you now. Dean confides in you some of the problem. Once the king went missing, the Prime Minister began recommending the Archduke MacNeil of Bulgar to the throne. Bulgar is an aggressive nation to the north. MacNeil is related to the... Count Dean claims that MacNeil has been rallying nobles in Highland to support his claim to the... That's why Dean hired Tomit to steal the scepter. He says that Tomit is extremely trustworthy. Suddenly, the Prime Minister and the Princess appear. It seems you are being watched. The Prime Minister warns you not to involve yourself any further. The Princess, as usual. Since you completed the job at the castle, you return to the Adventurers Guild to tell them what transpired. Roland also happens to be here to report on a job. However, Roland thinks that he just missed him and asks you to track down the Guildmaster and bring him. You look for Samuel, the Guildmaster. He should be somewhere in town.
Oh, how can I help you?
Welcome to my shop.
Wandering one, how can I help you?
As you leave the temple, a ragged old man slumped in the road. His raspy voice, you can give him a coin if you...
Wandering one, how can I help?
As you leave the temple, his raspy... You can give him a coin. He doesn't even acknowledge that you probably won't be able...
Oh, yeah.